Her eyes quickly fall on the two resting figures lying on the bed, as Kiri cautiously peeks into the room. The stranger's chest rises and falls slowly with each breath, as they sleep peacefully beneath their covers. Their right forearm is resting on top of their face, their left arm tightly hugging the blood beast pup that's snuggling against them, underneath the covers as well. She immediately gets the feeling that these two must be really important to each other. The oh-so-dangerous pup she was so concerned about just a few moments ago, seemingly half asleep, is making those deep, rumbling sounds again, as it softly nudges its snout closer to their bipedal friend's head, chuffing softly. It is a surreal sight, but also strangely touching. She does not know why, though. Khe-Sanh really wasn't lying when he said they bonded. She's probably the first person to ever see something like this. A void-damn blood beast snuggling up against another being? One that is clearly way less dangerous than itself at that? No chance. At least, she thought so. Oh. She fawns over the little creature, carefully licking their friend's ear, eyes still closed. The blood beast stirs at the sound and blows air out of its snout, as its head slowly rises from their little cuddle nest. As long as you don't give it a reason, Khe-Sanh's earlier words echo through her mind. She feels silly now, being so scared despite him telling her multiple times that she doesn't have to fear anything. She chuckles at the thought. Okay, I admit it can be kinda cute, I guess. The pup seems to have woken from its slumber completely now, looking over her like a mother Dwavari would look at a stranger approaching her brood. She lets go of the doorknob and tries to appear as non-threatening as she possibly can. I'm not trying to hurt you, she assures it in a low voice, trying not to accidentally wake the stranger by talking loudly. The beast gingerly weasels out of the bed, suddenly jumping down next to it and stretches with a big yawn, the cute illusion briefly broken by dozens of razor-sharp fangs inside of its maw. Oh yeah, right. Killing machine. Kiri squats down and observes the blood beast with curiosity, some of her jewelry around her neck jingling from the motion. The pup, in return, tilts his head curiously at the sound and makes a cooing noise. As their eyes meet, Kiri could swear there is suddenly something different about this cute little blood beast. Really, how does it do that? Wait, could it be? Nah. Come here, come here. She encourages it to come closer. It saunters over to her after sniffing the air for a moment and shaking its head dismissively, in a very person-like manner, giving Kiri brief pause. They certainly seem intelligent. Kiri carefully holds out her dominant lower paw for it, on impulse and not really sure why. She guesses she just felt like it. The pup stops right in front of her and delicately sniffs her held-up paw, taking a few seconds for good measure. Brrrah! It softly bark purrs as it rubs the top of his head into her open palm, instantly melting her two hearts. So cute! And so soft, she internally squeals. As she continues to fawn over the puppy, she remembers the stranger running their grasper through the pup's fur yesterday, and decides to try it too. It is actively seeking contact after all. She rubs its snout, and the way it just leans into it, the slight pressure, the cute noises it makes as it closes its eyes. She could die from sheer childish delight. And cuteness. Given into the sensation, she uses all of her four paws to scritch, pet and rub all the good places on its head, especially those it seems to enjoy the most. After a while, the pup opens its eyes again and slightly pulls back, indicating her to stop. Rah! Did it just thank me? Certainly felt that way. You're welcome, little beast, she says kindly, with a warm smile, as she braces her head with her upper arms on her knees, a trill escaping her throat. It briefly opens its mouth again and looks into her eyes, a somewhat awkward-looking gesture she doesn't really understand, but somehow feels to her like an expression of joy. You two sure seem to have taken a liking to each other already, huh? A deep voice calls out, mumbling, almost barking a language she doesn't understand, yet still managing to sound cheerful. What? She looks up and around the room, quickly spotting the stranger sitting upright on their bed, wrapped up in their blanket. Damn it, I woke them up. She swiftly gets up again, trying to look her best. Meanwhile, the blood beast pup jaunts over to the bed, hops up and sits down next to the stranger, who in turn whispers something to his four-legged friend. So sorry for waking you up. I didn't want to disturb you or anything. She politely apologizes. Oh, right. I'm Kiri, by the way. Nice to meet you, she bounces cheerfully. She makes the universal greeting gesture, extending her elbows to the side and placing her open paws horizontally on top of each other. A gesture that many humans would, unbeknownst to her, recognize as a typical Christian prayer, but with hands held horizontally instead of vertically. At first, the stranger looks at her in confusion, but after a moment seems to get the gist of what she just said, mumbling and raising their right grasp in what is likely a greeting of their own. Didn't really understand that, but, I'm Frederick. They put their other grasp on the pup's shoulder and leave it there for the moment. And that's Bubbles. Nice to meet you. After that, they pull their right grasp back into the blankets they have wrapped around themselves, pulling them tighter again. I think they just told me their names. What was it again? Bub? Something? She looks them over, amazed by the sheer expressiveness of their face. Even though they can't flutter or move their ears in any way, she still has many cues to go off of for guessing their mood. I bet they use their expressions to convey their emotions. I've never seen another people with such a strong facial expressions. Even Riek can't hold a candle to them. They seem to be relaxed, cordial even. No snarling, no raised hair, and she actually feels pretty welcome. She doesn't miss the glances they shoot her paws every now and then, though. Wait. Does that staring maybe mean that they have never seen a Koroan at all? That would be awesome. Yes. She needs to find out more about them. Ask them who they are and where they are from. But all in all, she is already more than happy that they are, at least for the moment, eager to talk to her as well. Karie's tail swaying ever so slightly from side to side as she stands there, both from nervousness and joy. This is such a rare opportunity. But first she will have to ask their names again. What's your name again? She asked them curiously, her four ears perked up as she gestures towards them with her paws. Frederick is still a bit shocked from waking up to all of that, but after introducing himself and his companion, this surreal situation feels at least a bit more normal to him. I just woke up to an alien getting all chummy with little Bubbly. What a way to start the day. He is pretty sure that the alien person in front of him wants him to say something, but he has no idea what they want him to say. At least now he can be sure he didn't hit his head too hard and was just imagining things earlier, when he was dreaming about this fluffy alien. They very much exist and indeed do look like someone took a red panda, made it walk upright and gave them an overall fox-like aesthetic. And 4 arms. But it kind of works. Doesn't look ridiculous, to be honest, he muses. Their clothing is intriguing too, and quite different from what he expected from an advanced alien civilization like them, making them even more interesting to him. The only way he could describe those light-looking fabrics they are wearing is as a belly dancer's Roman tunic. Not really imaginative, but pretty spot on. It is covering the top half of their torso, diagonally runs down across their front and seemingly joins a skirt of sorts, leaving their midriff and below, except for that region of course, open. I have to know why they dress like that. Imagine, Space Rome. That would be so cool. He can't help but stare a bit right now. 4 arms. 4. And they've got 4 ears too. Oh, that's so awesome. He internally cheers. Like a proper alien. He tries hard not to grin like a 5-year-old at Christmas. An actual, you can't find anything even close to this back on Earth alien is standing right in front of him. Oh, right. They want something from me. He looks at them and they repeat the gesture they previously made, looking at him. Eagerly. HFY. If he had to guess, maybe they want his name? He sure would ask for their name in their place. He points at himself. Frederick? Then he pats Bubbles softly, looking at the bundle of fluff lying next to him. Bubbles, he tells them, looking in their eyes. In response, the Volpan in front of him pauses for a moment. That sounds like a sci-fi name for a race of fox panda people, right? Frederick? Purpose. Man, this is so weird. No, he shakes his head. Pointing once again at himself and his buddy, he repeats himself, this time a bit more deliberate and slower. Frederick Bubbles. It all seems so surreal to him, talking to someone looking like that. Frederick Bublas. Good enough. He gives a thumbs up and nods. Yup. The Volpan makes a cheerful little jump and then also points at themselves, mimicking him. Kiri, he repeats. They snigger and shake their head, but they are visibly not used to the gesture and look a bit woozy afterwards. Kiri. Oh, okay. Kiri. You can see on their face that he too didn't get it right, but they also nod and give him a thumbs up. Wait, they have thumbs? Actual real thumbs? Holy shit. Looking at their very beastly hands, he spots them. Tiny little nubbins of thumbs. But it looks like theirs only have one finger joint instead of two. No. Sorry, I didn't get that. He shakes his head to emphasize. They come a bit closer and hold out their hand, / paw, that he just rudely stared at, as if offering to him to take a closer look with a sudden eagerness to them. Oh, they want to know if I want a closer look. Sure, he nods. They suddenly grab his hand with two of theirs. Whoa! He yells reflexively, putting his hand back a bit for surprise. They let go immediately and look at him worriedly. Ah, shit, sorry, he apologizes, giving them an empathetic look. Here. He holds out his hand again. Surprised me is all. They look at his hand, then at him. Back at his hand, and then back at him. Man, I don't know.